How are you, Hector? Good evening, I'm Nico from Avellaneda. I'm a retired police officer. In all my years of service, I had to hear strange things and experience some that I still can't explain to this day. It was in the first months of 2002. I had to cover the service at Mejita de Palermo. The Islamic Cultural Center was a target where they sent personnel from different places because the station in charge didn't have enough people. At that time, we had the old HT 411s, which compared to the ones now were limited. If you didn't have a cell phone for urgent needs, you had to find a payphone. That early morning, everything was very quiet, too quiet. There were hardly any people walking around, there was no movement in the area, and I was alone on Intendente Avenue. Bullrich understood that there was no one at Cervinio. Those blocks are long, and at that hour they feel endless. Near the corner, at a distance, I see another police officer standing. I noticed it because my supervisor said I was the only one at that intersection. I approach him, greet him, and say I'm nearby with equipment and a phone. Let me know if you need anything. He thanked me, but I immediately got a strange feeling. He wasn't nervous, but he also wasn't behaving normally. He stared intently, as if lost in thought, and spoke in short, low sentences. I asked if something was wrong, and he said he was feeling down because of something with his girlfriend. Coming back from Lujan early Monday morning in his own car, he told me about it seriously without exaggerating. He said that while driving from Lujan to Cava near General Rodriguez, he saw a man on a bicycle in the middle of the road. An old bicycle, an antique frame like those English 28-inch bikes from the 1950s. No motor, nothing unusual about the bike. He keeps telling me the guy clings to the car, repeating it like he can't believe it. I was going at 100 and the guy was pedaling next to me, he told me with a pale face, and then he told me the worst part. The man stayed alongside the vehicle. The girlfriend screamed frantically and was so scared she peed herself. And the guy just stayed there with them like it was nothing. They looked at him and he said the face scared him most. He told me you couldn't really make out his features, like his face was blurry, his nose and mouth without a clear shape. But what they did feel was that he was staring at them the whole time. At one point they managed to lose sight of him. They thought it was over, but a little further ahead, in an area where you could tell there was cattle, they saw a figure cross rapidly between the fences on either side. He told me exactly, it was a scarecrow. A scarecrow. Like from the countryside with a straw hat, a plaid shirt, and blue overalls. And this is what left him shaking that thing. As it crossed, it raised its right hand and gave a quick wave like it was greeting him, and in the other hand it had a rake. He emphasized to me that the movement wasn't human, that it crossed at a speed impossible for an ordinary person, that it went between the car and the road in a second, as if it wasn't touching the ground, as if it had no weight. After telling me that, he lowered his voice even more, and he told me he hadn't told anyone because he didn't want to seem crazy and that he was feeling down. I listened to him until he finished, unsure what to say. I patted his shoulder, told him to stay calm and rest, then said goodbye. I went back to my post with that uneasy feeling that something didn't add up. When it got light, I returned to the corner to talk to him since everything was still on my mind, but he was gone and I couldn't find him. Later, when I met up, they relieved me from duty. I asked my supervisor about the police officer who was covering the corner, and he looks at me as if I'm joking. Nico, no one else was there. I didn't send anyone. It was just you that night. You were the only one in uniform at the intersection. I was stunned. It wasn't that he had moved. It wasn't that he left earlier, according to my supervisor, directly. He didn't exist. He didn't exist until today. I never knew who that police officer was who spoke to me, who told me that story and then disappeared, as if he had never been there. Hector, sending a big hug and greetings to the entire paranormal community.